Okay, so I wanted to do a real quick video just to help you find and understand where to communicate your desire to trade or give away, and or how to find and submit the form. So I'm just going to walk you through the process I used to find somebody to take my drop I actually did for the second to go to a wedding, and how I filled out the form and communicated with them and so forth. So when you come to our website, and forgive me, I'll try to make this as brief as I can. And if you're like me, videos and stuff you can replay and follow along with sometimes are easier even for a simple process that you're new to. So that's why I'm doing this based on some comments that I saw. Although the written instructions are really good, don't get me wrong. So the login form here on the main page, you want to make sure that you're logged in, because if you're not, you won't see the trade giveaways menu. And this is your one-stop shop, which Gordon has cleaned up and made a whole lot more user-friendly, because you just click on this menu item here and you can go to broadcast my trade and giveaway, which takes you to a similar place as this button here, this menu item for our chat room, I'll call it, so that when I refer to form, i.e. our scheduled trade form request, which you see here, you don't get it confused with the word forum. So we'll call this the chat room, and this the go-to for all of the above, chat room and the form to send to scheduling. So I started with broadcast my trade giveaway, and again, if you're not logged in, you will not see these as an option or this menu up here, because to the average guest user, what they'll see is only the welcome mat and suggestion box. So this shows the entirety of our chat room area, including this restricted area to registered instructors only, and that includes the management associated with that as well. So to make this as simple as a process as possible, I would just start by broadcast my trade giveaway, and just like I did today, go to the particular chat room that applies to your request. And once you're in these chat rooms, it's a really good idea in each and every one of them individually to subscribe. You'll notice I have an unsubscribe option here. But if I'm not subscribed, it'll say subscribe, and you'll get a confirmation up here. And so when I subscribe, I'll see everything that's posted. Plus, when I come in here, I'll see green bubbles and green lines to indicate there's been a change or an addition or something new I haven't read in each of these conversations. So you'll notice here that 20 hours ago I started a conversation about my giveaway. So I did that by starting a new conversation, and you'll notice that within just a very short period of time, because I'm assuming Mike was subscribed to the chat room, he got an email that said, hey, there's a opening for a December 2nd MO, which I posted here. And when he responded, we had a conversation about who was going to fill out the form. But you see this button here that says new topic. That's how I started the topic. You just hit new topic, enter a subject, enter your information, and by default it's checked so that even if you're not subscribed to this chat room, you can also subscribe just to the individual messages. But you actually have to deselect this if you don't want to get emails every time somebody responds to your message or another message that you're interested in. So for example, you might say to yourself, I don't want any more conversations coming to my email and flooding it for the rest of the month. The easiest way to do that is just turn off each of these chat rooms as a whole. Once you've come in here and you've posted your information, and you get somebody that jumps onto it and wants to take your drop or trade with you or what have you, the next step in this menu up here would be to create the schedule change request. So you click on that button, and it takes you to this form, which Gordon has improved even further. And it's very user-friendly, very quick and easy to use, and most importantly, whether you've got a long drive into work or you're somewhere in the Caribbean on a cruise ship that has Wi-Fi, as long as you have a data connection to the internet, you can get to this form and you can submit it to scheduling. And you'll notice that it's very user-friendly, and it'll show you with an asterisk what are required fields. So obviously the initiating instructor is a required field. And I'll use me and Gordon as an example here. So I choose myself, and be careful that you always go back and look at what you selected, because it's very easy to grab something in here and it not be what you had thought you clicked on. So just like with anything internet based, be very careful that you verify what you clicked on. Put in some initials. you'll notice that it's got fields that remember stuff that I've typed in previously. You got to go in here and actually select the type of item. So I had a giveaway, and notice as soon as I do that, it starts building a summary down here that I can't actually interact with. It's based on my selections. The date of the event. Hey, well, mine's already in there, so I'll just use the one I previously used. Type of event. This is really nice because it's set up for you where all you got to do is select the drop down. But again, from the drop down menu, always verify that what you wanted is what shows up there, because if not, you just need to come back in here and select whatever it is you're actually trying to click on. And we'll all be held accountable for our forms being correct and accurate, just like with the paper form. It's up to us. So if we make a mistake here, as you all know, it's not on scheduling, it's on us. So we'll come in here, we'll choose a period. In this case, mine was a D, and notice it built a real nice summary. And you probably often won't have anything additional to put in here, but if you do, just click down in here in the field and enter in whatever is appropriate for anybody involved, whether it's scheduling, needs additional information, or anything that you're wanting to document. And I'll show you where that pops up on the form here in a minute. Accepting instructor. You don't even have to type it in. Most of the stuff, like I said, is drop-down menus. But again, just be careful with what you select. Put in a signature, and that includes, just like with the paper form, if you're doing it for someone like I did it for me and Mike, it's easier for one person just come in and fill out the form for both. And I put Mike in here and his initials. And also in the chat room, I clarified with Mike, hey Mike, are you okay if I fill out the form for both of us? But either way, even if I don't do that in writing, he's still going to get a copy of this form. Anybody involved that you choose here, whether it's the initiating instructor, as you can see here, I'm going to go in and choose Gordy again. So I pick Gordon here, and it'll show you the email addresses that they're registered to. And both of these parties should get a copy of this form in a PDF format, which is nicely formatted and easy to keep track of. And everything you're doing in here is date time stamped. Now, once the form is ready, okay, so I had a conversation with Mike. Mike accepted. I've come and fill out the form. I've made sure everything on here is accurate. I give it another once over just to make sure there's no issues. And then it's ready to go to scheduling. So I come down here to this training scheduling email address, and I just simply select it to make sure it's in there. And then it gives me the option to now send this to scheduling. Now, you could hit the start over button if you wanted to start over completely, but that's probably going to be a rarely used button. I can't really imagine that being used too often, but it's there in case you need it. Because you can always come in here prior to submitting and you can change your selections. And then you just click on send to scheduling here. I'm not going to do that because I'm sure they're getting plenty of these with this test starting this week, so I don't want to submit anything unnecessarily. So in this case, I will hit start over and it cleans up the form. But you'll see a confirmation screen here that you submitted it, and you should get an email right away. Both parties that you filled in their email address here as well as scheduling should get one. And we are in a testing phase, so please follow up with scheduling when you walk through there or what have you until you're sure that they got it, and it is a testing phase, so we want to make sure there's nothing dropped. And they may be getting flooded with a lot of these, so I could see where it might be easy for one to be missed. But our goal was to also make scheduling's life easier with this form process, because they don't have to run back and forth and chase down forms. They can just simply open up an email and go through the approval process. And from what I understand, we should be getting email confirmations for the parties involved that they've either declined or accepted and approved your request and so forth. So I hope you find that useful. But once you're logged into the site, that's the key. So I'm going to go back here to the home page, and you can log out. You can make changes to your profile, but based on your user level, it determines what you see. And if you're not logged into the site, so like if I log out here, you're going to notice, and I saved this to the end intentionally for those that already know this, they can just stop the video at this point. You're not going to see a lot of those options we were talking about until you log in, so make sure you do that. Again, thanks everybody for giving us a chance to try and improve your lives with this process and help the management by getting all of us off their email train at work. If you have any questions, hit me or Gordon up. And Gordon's now the primary web editor, but I'm still around to help where needed. And happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time.